Today, I'm up over $60,000 day trading live in front of my Discord, and this is the trade that made me that earnings. Prop accounts, funded accounts, live accounts, all of that combined in one, and the return on investment for today's trade was $64,000. Now, before I talk about the trade, let's talk about my bias. Let's talk about why I thought the way I did. Let's talk about why I decided to take the trade where I did, simply put, and why it succeeded. Well, starting off on the hourly time frame look, what you could have is a look at price through the sell. So we had a pretty promising overnight session sell, specifically through London, where we saw a tremendous push down, and through the hourly time frame coming into the open, or a bit after coming into the open as well. We had taken out a 4-hour gap, which we had seen price come down here, tap into, and then raid. On top of that, we had also taken out some internal sell side, in which got taken. And the reaction in that internal sell side being taken out is what caused me to be a bit more bearish than I naturally already was. As we always talk about a lot of times, a great indication to tell whether price is true to sentiment or true to the direction that it's seeking right now is through the reaction and the takes of highs and lows. And for this instance, this is an hourly gap, or excuse me, an hourly low, right? So this is a higher time frame look. And what do you see price do? Well, initially on the hourly time frame, you see price come up and potentially sweep back up. But what do you see price then do? You see price essentially come back down, and you see a beautiful sell past that low. So instead of looking for reversal off that low, what does that low do? We see price retrace, come back down, and we see price engulf back below. That was indication number one. On top of that, paired with it, you have your London session sell looking at overnight price. You see that price overnight has a tremendous sell from London specifically into New York Open. And so with this large sell, for me, sentiment's very easy and clear once price does something drastic coming into a New York session. To start off with last night specifically, we had a new day opening gap get created. We had seen NQ come up here, fill it, trade a bit past the new day opening gap fill, excuse me. Then we see price come down. We see price essentially consolidate for a bit, and then once taking out that low, we do see an initial reaction, but then see price meet right back down for a tremendous sell in the market. For me, I feel sentiment in the market when you see a higher time frame look like this low being taken out and this overnight sequence trade in a bearish state is a very good indication that price could potentially draw lower into lower sell side. So referencing this hourly time frame again, we took this hourly low out, and then we had seen price come back up, then ultimately come back down. But what's important here is you see price, once we take out this low, we have clear area of sell side to mark out here. And one of the key areas of interest was this hourly level low and this internal low here as well. After that, you would shoot for that hourly external low. So for me, coming into the open, all I needed to see was a good opening range move sequence. Well, off the open, we had seen price come down here and take out our London low, which was your opening range move. We then see price come up here, and we see price ultimately drive back up initially for a higher retrace. But clearly on the Discord, if you were there, we talked about the instance of staying bearish regardless of anything. And that was the main reference pointing out to price overnight. So with the overnight sell, with the hourly time frame look, for me, in order to flip bullish here, I would need a lot of displacement. I would need a good statement made in price before looking for a reversal higher. So with the low that we had put in, although we had taken out London lows, and this is your considered opening range move, I don't think this was a very significant low that we were putting in. So off the bat, off New York Open, I know we were seeing an initial push up here, but the reason you don't see Lanto be risk on is because it's going against his already bearish bias. And if you were to flip bullish, there was just not enough here to work with. So instead, what we ended up seeing price do was come up here, and we had seen a 15-minute gap tap alongside a 30-minute gap tap, which is pretty significant because you see price retrace off the open, you see significant rebalance in the market, and then you see price ultimately come back down. So for me, and my interest for taking this trade here, what I wanted to see price do was I wanted to see price showcase displacement into a potential entry confirmation. Now, Lento, you were risk on here, right? Yes. Again, referencing why I was risk on where I was here as opposed to early off the open potentially playing higher is because we had all of our components lined up. Our bias was downside, and after the initial pump up, we had seen the rejection back down, playing back into that bias. We stuck with it, had two first attempts, which both went break even, two beautiful trades that were in the money instantly, but then ultimately came back up, never saw full interest. And then ultimately, this third trade right here was the trade that panned out into take profit, which was a 1-minute gap entry with our stops row out of high, break even once low of day got ran, and then our take profit interest being 28,578. We did have interest in the hourly external low, which we came close to, but we ultimately trailed stops, and we simply moved it on from there. I'm going to quickly show you guys the visual of this. right? We end up posting the alert here, potential take in mind. Then you end up seeing me mention that I am short. Break even stops off low of day 28,640. Same target as last take 28,578. You eventually see me say we go break even risk. Then we ultimately smash take profit. Then where we eventually trail our stops to that TP1 once we displace back down low enough. So again, just a reminder, 3 components: bias, price action, entry model. Felt bias was clear, especially once we saw the opening range move eventually come back down and reject off that 30-minute gap entry. And then specifically with this entry model, this wasn't the first entry model I took all day, right? It wasn't the first entry precisely, but it was the entry that went. We took 2 break-even trades as mentioned earlier on. This trade right here specifically was successful because we had seen good displacement back down and a good confirmation sequence. The best confirmation sequence out of all 3 trades that we had today. And this is the trade that pans out for a 1.3R. So a simple, beautiful day where I met consistency and realized profit on all my accounts, closing me out for a $64,000 day. I will say, had we hit TP2 here, and I realized I probably would have been up over, I don't know what the exact would have been, probably around 130. But you guys have to realize, just because we get trailed out here, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sure, I was up, 2 times as much as I was at realization, but you have to remember, these markets are thin. They're very internal. They don't move the best, so take the day for what it is. And the reason I instill the want-to-know mindset is because realistically, chat, you only get 1 or 2 good A-plus trades a day that really align, if that. And so when we have a setup like this, perform and execute and line up nicely, take our day for what it is, and simply move on, right? Give yourself time, stretch that out, and simply compound over and over again. With that being said, that's a review, a quicker one, but a more effective one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to catch you guys in the next review. Peace out.